This one had a dead body in it.
You will not believe how much stuff is inside this building right here. Today we're at Nightmare at 3008 over here in Fultondale, Alabama. It's one of the top rated haunted houses in the state, and I think it's the only 2-story haunted house in the state. We're gonna go through with Nick, the owner. He's gonna give us a lights on tour. There's never been a lights on tour of this haunt before, so you guys are getting ready to see something super special. And we'll also show you some footage from our live haunt walkthrough here for Valentine's Day. So stick around to the end and I'll give you a link to that video as well. Without further ado, let's get in here and look at some spooky stuff.
Hello, I'm Nick Bryan, owner, operator of Nightmare at 3008. We're here in our Midway, preparing for our Valentine's show. Just going to take y'all around, show y'all a few things. We have our upper level seating where folks can reserve. Mom watch, dad watch, come out and watch the kids run around, be goofy all out here. Don't have to pay for that part, it's part of the show. Got the tables, folks come in, you can order from this side from the restaurant, mad pies. We also have cocktails, beer, and everything that we serve here from our multiple bars here on the location. Have a 20 by 30 covered stage. Sometimes we have bands, sometimes we have DJs, just depends on what's going on. As far as the show, we hold festivals here the whole 9 yards year round.
So do you have to pay to get into the Midway, or?
Not as far as the Midway, you have to pay to go into the show. Once you leave the box office, you'll be given a token and an armband. When your color's called, you'll go come up and queue up in the line with me and be put into the show. We do it multiple ways. Once you're given one of these tokens, you have to turn the token in when you come into the room with me. But we also have a strip of LED lights that goes around the canopy, and you know it's time for you if you can't hear me because of the music.
So no waiting in line here?
No waiting in line,
right?
Yeah,
you don't have to queue up. Our goal is to have where you can have a good time, where you can go into the restaurant and bar up front, whether or not you want to go back inside, or if you're standing out here enjoying the queue line actors or whatever act's going on the stage.
So there's just one attraction here at 3008, or?
We once was a multiple attraction where you had 3 different things that you went into. Now, since COVID, everything is connected together. It's one price, unless I get a wild hair and decide to change that. But right now, one price takes you through all things. Our off-season shows, you just get the house. You get the inside part of the building here. And then on our off-season shows, you come out and then you go through the barn, another building in the back, come up through the woods, and you come back into the same Midway here. And the entrance to the haunt is in the Midway, exits in the Midway, everything's right here in the same spot. As far as our haunt, the location that you're at here, this was once a bowling alley. There was 16 lanes of bowling. Everything that was 16 lanes of bowling is all haunted house. It's separated, everything that would have been carpeted is restaurant and bar up front, Black Creek Tavern, Mad Pies, and then you got Nightmare at 3008, which we host from the side yard in the back of the building here. So, would y'all like to see inside?
Absolutely.
Well, yeah.
Creepy door.
Creepy door. Record that sound.
Haunt has to have creepy door.
This is my area. This is where I hang out, this is where I'm at, this is where you come in, you get set the tone from me as in this room. Myself or my son-in-law are normally the only people that do it unless there's something kind of emergency going on. We're gonna go on in, say excuse the mess. It's off season,
yes.
We ain't cleaning.
Yeah, we're prepping.
As far as I know, I'm the only 2-story haunted house in the state.
I know.
Welcome home.
Right?
Me and Lori say all the time that this would be our house.
Oh my.
What is doing that?
Haunted bookshelf.
Okay.
Hey, it's the wife. The wife's coming to the show. So this room right here has had so many makeovers, it's crazy. We've ran this show as an asylum before. When you come in here and this was your check-in. You literally come in, you have your crazy nurse, but the crazy nurse wasn't a crazy nurse. The crazy nurse was a character, was a mental patient herself. The nurse was over here in the corner bound up. You had 2 separate ways. We would separate you into 2 different directions. You went one part of your group went that way, part of your group went this way. We've had it to where we've had a fireplace that you had to exit. We've done the whole thing, but we all love the bookcase. And the bookcase started making noise, and everybody's like, we can't get rid of the bookcase. Right. But this is, we have a skeleton for every one of our grandkids.
Oh, nice.
Oh, how cool.
Our grandkids are still alive, don't get us wrong. It's a montage, you know, it is what it is.
How tall are your walls in here? Are they 16 foot?
Yeah, almost. There's 15 foot to the bar joist.
Okay.
It's about 18 foot to the deck. Shout out to Distortions.
We love distortions.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing to comply with what our city wanted on the behalf of bringing the haunt here and building a building inside of a building, you still had to be able to get out. We had to put in this fancy fire alarm system, the whole 9 yards like that. They're like, well, where's the escape routes? These are windows for our show, but they're big enough of an egress, and the egress goes down all the way from both directions, both ends of the building, so you can get out this side to go if for a panic in the situation of needing to go.
Sure.
Like I said, we put the taller walls in. This was a full fireplace. We changed it last year for a girl that she had a new skit that she wanted to do. We try to give our actors enough, let them help mold the room, because that way they're comfortable acting in the room themselves.
So what's going on in here now?
I was gonna say, we can see through that.
She's in this.
Okay.
And I don't have the switch for the light. When you get into the room here, she flips the light on, gets her scare from there, and you don't think that she can get to you because of the fact that the plexiglass. And then she just exits out the side and chases them out of the room.
There you go.
But
Nice.
she was vampire themed for this past season, and black and white vampire movies just playing the whole entire time right there on the old static box TV. It actually still works.
Nice.
That's cool timing with the new Nosferatu movie
The
coming
old one was
out.
playing the whole season.
Nice.
I just still can't get over how tall these walls are. I love
They're
it. It's
super
way
tall.
more immersive.
Yeah, like I said, it cheats. Wait till you get. I got some stuff going on down there.
We got stuff you gotta keep watching.
The man's in his boxer shorts up here.
He was saying a couple decorates these 2 rooms.
Yeah, like I said, I give them free reign of doing what they want to do because they do it responsibly. They come in and make sure that things are going to do right, and they make sure everything's going to work right, safely. They want the show to live forever, just like the rest of us do. And so I give them free reign to do what they want to do with the room. So some back history to where we're at right here. Anybody that's been through our show before, you're in the loop that what once was called the oven behind the kitchen. You came in and there was a big long table that was about 12 foot long right here. The actors was on top of that table, so jumping over you, whatever. Had the whole like Last Supper set up as far as furniture, dishes out there. Well then, once he took this area, we took the oven out because he wanted these big animatronics in here. So we got what he done there. And we needed to do something with this platform because the table's still under this. And so that's when we come up with our infinity lights here. And it gets people stuck right here. And
Because they're like, how's that work?
yeah, it's not on, but there's a major scare it's built into this. It's just not on.
That's not gonna
You'll
make
see
me
that next
scream.
week.
No.
I bet it will. There's something crazy going on in here.
So every year, myself and my construction company, we take on at least one scene and completely redo it as ours. And to the point to where we take it out of the prize winning parts, because we let the folks that actually work on their own scenes have an option to win a prize, a trophy, so for best scene, whatever. We eliminate our scenes that we work on of it out of it, because we cheat. I call it cheating. I was like, it's my ideas. It's not their ideas. But these 2 scenes right here, these 2, they combine together. They work for me during the daytime as well.
Okay.
And work behind.
Well, that's cool.
So they sort of got eliminated out of that. It was cheating. So, but I literally come in and I told them what we wanted to do. We built it, and they did. And then they do the painting. I don't do no painting. I don't like doing the painting.
Only
I paint
the
houses.
woodworking?
Yeah. I do the painting during the day job. I don't want to do the painting in here.
Yeah.
We are a touch hunt. We may be aggressive, we may not be aggressive. My people are pretty good at reading how you react. You have the options to not be touched because you have a chicken stick. We don't do the glow stick thing because you may leave a show that had a glow stick and all of a sudden my people are thinking you got a glow stick. They're not giving you the show that you're expecting. You have to have one of our chicken sticks to not be touched. But on the behalf of safety, there's so many different levels and different things that we do here because of the fact that we run 2 stories, we have cut-throughs. So you have to put polite little things on here to tell you which way not to go, you know what I'm saying?
I need that for sure.
Yeah.
Because I'm always lost.
But if timing's right, it gives me an opportunity to have the man that's in this scene work 2 spots. And so he works that window and uses that drop panel.
Nice.
So a little backstory to what we're fixing to walk into. What we're fixing to walk into would have been the beginning of the underground whenever we built the underground. I wanted you to feel as if you was going way up because you had to go underground eventually. So what we've done, everything's not on, but you'll be able to see part of it.
Okay. Oh, we're still going up. Yeah.
So behind you is literally the front door where we come in. We're already back at the beginning of the building.
I see ya.
So now we're going up a ramp. You take the laser light, cut the room in half at an angle as well. You can't see the floor. I have an actor that's under this laser light when the fog's in here.
Yeah.
You got the haze in here. He's messing with you anyway. You feel as if you're going up steeper than you actually are, but you are physically going up. As I said, we was a bowling alley right here in this building. Now we're on top of what's left of the pin setters.
There's the original pin setters. It's really cool.
I don't like it when people run through a haunted house.
Right.
I want you to take your time. I want you to see things. I don't want you to run over the actors. I don't want you to catch up with the group in front of you. I want you to stay with your group, have the other group have time to stay ahead of you. So I do that by putting things in your way. When we first got started, you could go straight down this hall right here. Then I decided, nope, let's add this extra little wing on right here. And you get the first chance to see, I think this building is pretty big.
I'm already thinking that, so. Damn.
Oh man. Oh my damn.
Right. You're like, oh my God.
Well, you're not going to enjoy this next section.
Oh no.
So everybody asked me last year, it's like, boss, what are you going to do? You always come up with something wild. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I said, I'm not real sure. I'm not real sure what I want to do yet. I'm going to come up with something. I was like, I don't really mess with people's fears too much, other than just trying to scare them. I don't want to do spiders. I don't want to do snakes, this, that, and other. I was like, what about real fears? I'm not scared of heights by no means. I said, but I know a lot of people that are. Well, in the world of doing what we do here, because the fact of we're a 2-story show, but none of our rooms are confined to where there's a floor on top of you. You can see through the floor at all points and times. So you're just on catwalks is how it really works. So on this one right here, when the lighting's done right, you know that there's people under you. You can see straight through. And the amount of people that want to freeze right here, because now we're on plywood. Over here, we're not.
Oh no.
Welcome to my fear of heights space.
Oh God. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh no. And it's creaky and it's, oh wow. You can see through the floor.
And I can scare you from over here.
Oh man, I'm gonna be
can't always look at your feet.
Right?
I won't be running, but I'll be screaming through here. The fear of heights doesn't get hit on a whole lot. Oh my God, and it's like you got bigger areas, so you feel, whoo! Oh, I don't like it. Oh my God. That's very effective. I can't
Whenever
wait
we
to see
got started
that.
building it, the guys were like, what? Because I started putting these frameworks up top. They're like, why are you doing that? I was like, I don't want just handrails. I want the option where nobody can literally lean over and fall over. So we are 100% known for bringing stuff back here, because like I said, we run a construction company and repurposing things. This is all conduit. Most of it was in this building whenever we took the building over, because all the electrical had been stolen out of it and the conduit was just here. And so we done what we done. We've been hoarding it for years, and we finally used it this past season.
There you go.
Dang.
So what are we getting into here?
So when this was the underground, this would have been the first part of the village, first part of where you live, you're habitated, and so on and so forth. So each section was supposed to have been its own place. This balcony here was built due to the fact that in the world of a wasted land, the way we look, the story I wrote for that would have been a mixture between the Book of Eli and Mad Max. Put those two storylines together, done a little twisting on it, that's how it worked. Well, this right here was supposed to be an apartment up there. Somebody lived up there. The lady was out doing laundry. We had clothes hanging across here, and that's what she was doing. And then once you get to the other side, it's the red light district. There was no money down here, but you had to pay your bills. So you had to have services. Now it's been turned into a clown area. It's been used for multiple things since we got out of the underground story. We call this our subway tunnel. It's just a spot. I mean, just stuff I like. Like I said, I like graffiti. I got actual graffiti artists to come in and do this, not just your kid spray painting in your backyard. They come in and done a couple things for us. This is the only one that's still visible in the show.
That Reaper's neat. Do you think that by running the metal music, it keeps your actors' intensity up that whole time?
100%.
Okay.
I can poll my actors. It's a mixed review, but you can poll the actors and versus music that's on versus not, and changing the music changes the whole tempo of the show. 100%. This is that other side of the where we're at in the kitchen over there.
Yep. Oh. Yeah. Got some double taps in here. I think there's gonna be some good distractions when there's staff in here too.
This room right here is coming out. This will be new for our 25 season. They haven't completely made my mind up to what exactly we're going to put in here, but it's to come. Like I said, it's one of those spots that it got built whenever we built the underground. We've tried multiple things in here. We've done dentist office, we've done tattoo shops, we've done all kinds of stuff, but it just never gets that scare that I'm looking for compared to the other rooms.
So is that what helps you determine what scenes you're going to switch out as ones that just aren't working, like they're not getting those screams? And
That and throughput. I want my throughput to be right. I try to see how long you're in a scene, and I have a number that I want you to be in the building, and I have a number I want you to be outside. And so that's what I'm going for, and this spot right here is one that they just zoom right through. And I don't like to zoom these. I want you to take your time.
Randy's always watching. Oh, it's not creepy at all.
Randy's one-stop shop.
Oh, Randy.
Oh, God.
Randy was a roach. Normally there you find Randy or laying around here somewhere. I had a character, been with me for years. The most vocal, one of the best female actors I've ever had. I wanted her to take pride in being that good female actor. She was always my scream queen, to the point to where I'll get girls that work for us now to call her, tell her what's up. I come in here, she's being a victim. All of a sudden, her aggressor's not in the scene. I just had to be coming through with a group. She has one of them plastic cockroaches in her mouth. Pops it out. She hops up on the table she's on, and that's Randy. She's unmade the aggressor, Randy, the roach. I tried to tell her, I was like, that's the best thing I've ever seen you do.
That's awesome.
I said, I want you to take a lead scene next year. I need you to I need you to do this. Well, that's where Randy's one-stop shop came from. So now, when you left Randy's one-stop shop, she let you exit out the back door to get away. Here we go out the back door of Randy's one-stop shop. The technique of this goes all the way back to HauntCon 2016.
Oh, wow.
The wife learned how to do it. She enjoyed doing it. Our kitchen table does not look like your average person's kitchen table. I'm sure all hunters, owners looks the same. You go into our house, you'll be like, I'm not going in here. From eyeballs on the table to the Mosh Podge, the whole 9 yards. But Lost Souls.
That holds up well outside, don't it?
Yeah, as long as you use exterior paint and all of that. But yeah, monster mud and the whole 9 yards.
Uh-oh.
So depending on the night, depending on who we had, depending on who says they want this scene, we've had some good ones, we've had some bad ones, but we've had more good ones than bad. Everybody's like, okay, man, they can't get out. They're in them cages. They can't get out. They can't get out. Well, then all of a sudden, it's not original to me, but all of a sudden you can get out.
Now pulling it up is a little different. Usually they bend.
Yeah, like I said, you can pull. Like I said, it's bendable, but
Yeah.
I don't want to bend through it.
Right.
Depending on who's in here, they'll bloody themselves up as if they're drawing on the wall with their own blood, and so on and so forth. As you can see, still some Christmas ribbon up from Christmas.
Oh yeah. That's blood.
Yeah.
That's blood.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this, but the red part of a barber's pole is from them. The original history of that goes back to blood from the towels of being shaven and stuff like that. And that's part of that goes from.
I did not know
Part
that.
of the barber experience, right?
What?
Like I said, we like being a metal hunt. We got cages and bars and big things, noise makers, metal. That's just what we do. That's my style. You got somebody that rides this cage all night long, sits in here, rattles it to death. You can see how much it's beat on, so on and so forth. Well, like I said, I don't like when people want to run through the hunt. Our intentions right here was to put bladder bags in. We had bladder bags that we brought with us from the old show. We never put them in. I decided this past year to go get the bladder bags and put them in. Get one hung, everything's good. Get the other one hung, realize there's about a 24-inch tear in it. It's too close to a season opening to decide what I was going to do. The guys were like, we've already built this little ramp right here to slow them down. What are you going to do? We put in the bungee wall.
Oh, shit. That's awesome.
So if you decide you're going to run through here, you ain't going to run real well. You're going to bounce back. It claimed some shoes this year. It claimed some wigs. It claimed some other things. But, like I said, you just got to spread them apart and go in.
Yep.
You just gotta spread them apart and go in.
That's right.
These are words to live by.
No lube needed.
These are awesome.
When we put it in, a guy my size and a guy your size had to stand on that in order to screw it to the floor because they were brand new and it's so tight. And I'm like, because we let wheelchairs in here too. And so wheelchairs come in, we come in and we move a few things. But I finally decided, okay, we know what to come down this hallway. Because I made it to where if you had to, I could get you over. You said unscrew that, lift it up, put it down. I was like, it's going to hit somebody in the face when they unscrew it. So we skip this hallway when you come in.
Right,
so wheelchairs can even go up on the second, can they? Well, no, because of the steps on the way down.
Yeah. We don't charge for the wheelchairs. Like, I have my own wheelchair. I get you, if you're in a wheelchair, I get you to the front door. My wheelchair is inside. I personally push you through the whole show, and I get you back to the back, put you in your own wheelchair.
Very nice.
That way I can't beat your wheelchair against the walls when I'm going through here.
Right.
And so on and so forth. This is another scene that's getting changed out. The little shout out, all of our the majority of our airbrush work that you see in here is from Kyle Best.
Oh,
That's who done our airbrush work when we first built the underground here. We've had some added to it now, but the majority of it's all from Kyle Best.
That's yummy. Wow, the loud ones.
So this right here, as like I'm saying, actor cut goes right back to those steps where we was at before.
Yes.
This room right here is another room that's been multiple things. It was my favorite thing that it was Dr. Peabody. We done like a little lab thing in here and had the tubing go all the way around the room. There was neon and it was everywhere. And it had a hospital bed up under here. The hospital bed's actually still up under here. We just built this other bed on top of it. And the girl that was in here this past year, phenomenal actor, or actress, I apologize, and she wanted a kid's room. And is what she is.
A lot of people are terrified of dolls.
Yeah.
Especially when they're hanging down, you gotta avoid them.
We've had rooms in the past that we've had just doll rooms. We still have some of this dolls from our original shows stored away that Lori hand painted and so on and so forth. But a lot of them are porcelain, and I'm like, we don't want those in the show now. It's the throughput's too much, and they're going to get broke. All right, as you see, you got the tarot cards on these walls. This was given to us from another haunt that is closed now, Greenville Firehouse, I believe was the name of where the haunt was. They hand painted these and figured out that we was going to do a fortune telling room, and they sent them to us. There's a few other ones that's in my office up front. Come to us all in the cardboard too, rolled up. You thought you was rolling out an ancient scroll or something, and then we start rolling them out, and this is the ones we put up here with the plexiglass on top of them, so that way nobody can mess them up.
That is really cool.
Like I said, they're literally hand painted, hand drawn, so I didn't want them to be ruined.
Right. We don't really see fortune teller areas like that very often. It's kind of wild, really.
It's harder to do them and pull off a nice, startle scare element.
Well, that's what that clapboard is on the thing. That's it's on a hinge, and just enough to get a scare out of it. And then he sits there and stops shoot, and then reads out your cards. He'll be flipping tarot cards, and all of a sudden there's an Uno card.
But that's how you should do it. Like when haunts are trying to be entertaining and scary, you got to do that scare first, like with the clipboard,
Correct.
and then show that Uno card just to get the laughs out of the people who maybe didn't get scared.
Correct. Our whole point of what we say is you're here to be entertained, and our goal is to try to scare you. But if we can't scare you, we still want you to leave here saying that you got your money's worth. If you go to a scary movie, you at least want to laugh at the broad getting killed if you ain't scared of the fact she got killed.
Right. I get looked at funny when I laugh when broads get killed.
It's good that you shoot for the scary part first, though.
Yeah.
Some haunts will just skip straight to entertaining instead of
We've seen a
scared
lot
first.
more of the entertaining over the years, over the
Well,
last
it's
couple.
grown to that in the last few years. I
has.
want to say, like, since COVID, it's grown to that.
Yes.
And I think that's due to the fact of, like, in our part, when I started telling some of our people, you can't be as aggressive, you can't touch as much as you used to could. I need you to come up with something else. And plus, you got that fine line of where folks want to start saying, I was touched inappropriately.
Right.
Well, if I ain't got time to teach you how I want you to touch, okay, scare me. See if you can scare me. Show me what you got. Well, if you ain't got nothing, you got to come up with something else. And then they go back to trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Well, I also eliminated clowns in my haunted house for 2 years. Well, now I have these clowns, they got to be scary.
Yeah.
And that part of that comes from that.
Which
too.
seems to not be very common either.
Right.
So in this room right here, we've done this room multiple ways. This was the original Slaughterhouse 23008 house whenever we first moved
cool.
here. It was built similar to the way it was at the old show. It was done with pallets on the wall at that time. It was a little bit bigger, went that way just a little bit more, but it was pallets on the wall. All the stuff that was similar to that room that we went up front with the body bags was in here. Then it got painted white. We done a saying where you come in the door, it was pitch black, strobe light come on, you realize there's somebody in the room with you, strobe light go back off, you had to find your way out. The person's right up on you, that whole bit. Well, this past year, I'm just a blood, guts, and gore guy. I like grime. Put a chick in here that really got down, did not care how dirty she got, and then done the whole throw the drywall sponge at you through the fence. You get the water on you.
Yeah.
And then you got people that comes out here and they're like, man, I got blood. No, I don't. I thought I had blood on me.
Right. I like how you have some bigger scenes and then you come down to smaller scenes. And you go bigger
It's
scenes
like a
and back
roller
smaller
coaster, and the
scenes.
intensity's
My whole
different
thing
too.
is I tell folks, I said, we're here for a roller coaster ride. My scares come from different sides too. I
never
don't want everybody to
too-
be all on one side. I
Yeah.
said, we gotta go both sides. Me and my wife, we 100%, if we didn't have family in Alabama, we would live in New Orleans. We go as much as we can. We bring it back. We cook Cajun food in our restaurant.
Oh, man.
Cool.
This is my swamp. Welcome to the swamp. Got
Heck
the whole
yes.
laser, Froggy's Fog, got the lasers in here, cuts the room in half, got the folks working both sides. And then once you leave the swamp here, you're going into what we call the manor.
Ooh, the manor.
We would almost turn back into 3 shows inside a couple years back, and I just built because I wanted to build this house. I wanted this house to feel as if had grandma died, you took over, you was the degenerate grandchildren that moved into grandma's house. You never done anything with grandma's stuff, but now you've done partied it up, killed some folks, blood, guts, and gore, all in the house.
You know, normal party.
As one does.
This past season, I decided I was going to change it. Come in here, had the guys come in and take everything out. I got an out-of-town job, wasn't here as much as I thought I was going to be during the build season. Hey, guys, y'all got to put all that stuff back. They're like, what stuff? I was like, the manor. They're like, we threw part of it away. And, well, we had to make it work. So, the kitchen to the manor. One of our favorite little spots right here. You come out of that hallway right there, all of a sudden you're right here. Whether or not if I have a slider in this room, or if I got somebody that works the infamous cabinet here. Everybody's got the little pop scare they like out of the cabinet. It works. This is a throwback to our kitchen scene from our first show down at the old building. And it just It worked. I had an empty room. Somebody that used to work for me was here. They're like, boss, you ain't got no pop cabinets like we had at the old show. And we put this together. Here it is.
There you go.
Wait till you see what's around the corner.
Oh man.
So this is sculpted by Kyle Best.
Oh, okay.
It's actually, we built it here, took it to New Orleans, to Hong Kong, tried to sell it. It didn't sell. And then we brought it back. It is mine. We've stored it. We've used it 3 different ways since we've had it here. I had it stored against the wall, and I finally wanted to get back out because we used to have a church in the woods, and now we have a church in the building. These gates right here is what's left of some props that Davis Graveyard, I think it's Davis Graveyard.
That sounds familiar.
I think that's the name of the company. They, I think out of Washington is what out of, but they came to Hong Kong, Baton Rouge, and done a whole setup. You could win it. A girl won it, had it for a couple years, put it up for sale. I drove to Baton Rouge and bought it. And these are the gates. The rest of it's in another part of the property.
That's creepy as shit.
Welcome to the church. Got a guy that's running from the altar right here, works his altar real well, comes down, does what he does. And everybody assumes that the nuns are going to fall or something's going to happen. The nuns was out swinging, and everybody started messing with them, so we pinned them back to the walls. We've always been known for our whiteout room. We called it a whiteout room. We've done it one year when it was red. The original whiteout room from the old show was 4 walls, mirrors in the middle, fog and strobe lights. You couldn't see nothing. Then all of a sudden you get close enough to that mirror and you see yourself. You're gonna scare yourself. That's all
Nice.
it was. So when we come down here to this show, I didn't want to do it exactly the same way, but I wanted a blackout to lead up to that. But where the church is now, this part where we're fixing to walk into now was over here as well. So it was its own blackout rat maze. I had walls that was just below the handrail height, where you're bumping into them with your thighs. You couldn't really see them. You knew they was in there. It was black in the area. The only time you get light if somebody opened up the door to go to the next section, and then you followed your way on through. So we shrunk that down to put the church in. So we're gonna go through that, and then I'll take you into what is our new whiteout room. So like I said in the past, the walls were short, and then when I stood these walls up to be able to use them to hold up these walls, everybody's like, man, why did we not do that in the old one? But the old one was 3 times the size of this. This one being long and short, the length of it, you can't see your people. Your friends done disappeared on you.
Right? I'm like, Tyler!
So in the world of going with that gate that was out there, this used to be a New Orleans themed style graveyard back here. The crypts and tombs are all outside. This was the Bryan family crypt that we're fixing to walk into.
Oh, okay.
Now everybody's like, why you haven't changed it? It's dark in here. You can't see what it is whenever we're doing it now. Eventually this will probably become a graveyard again down the road or something like that. So there's no sense in taking it out. But we had it to where there was people dressed as statues in these 2 corners right here. Got good scares on that. And then we got a spot over here to the right when you're going up. And then more of the Lost Souls type stuff going down the hall.
Good hiding spot.
One of my main guys that helps me do more at this hunt than I'd ever realized until you start realizing how well people help you. He'll just call me, he's like, boss, I wanted the hunt to work today. I'll show up and you would think that 10 people's been here. It's just been him. He's out here, he puts on the metal music, does what he does. His name's Sketchy.
Oh, cool.
Sketchy's Toxic Candyland is what we done with the woods about 4 years ago. And we went up there and tried to make different nasty looking gnarly candies and put black lights in the woods. And it was like our own version of Candyland up there. And that's where that sign come from. I don't like throwing things away, so it got repurposed. It's in here now. This room is our whiteout room. This room gets packed full of fog. Got one lonely strobe light here that blinks every once in a while. We're 100% known at the old show for firefighters and policemen to go in and come out and say, can we come back and train here? They do that here now as well. There was no doors to our whiteout room. The whiteout room was 100% one of those. You just had to find your way out. Once you gave up and you just leaned against the wall, you might have found your way. All right. Going on up to another floor.
Holy cow. Oh. Definitely got to step over that.
Bulletproof glass from a bank. People bring me things. I showed up one day and they're like, hey, we got something we think you want. It's up here where they're remodeling the bank. I was like, what you got? I show up and grab the whole pallet with the bulletproof glass from the tellers. I was like, yeah, I'll take that. It stayed here for 2 years before I figured out what I want to do with it. Who is that?
Is it Colonel Sanders?
There you go. Colonel Sanders.
Colonel Sanders. I always say Colonel because that's how it looks like it's spelled.
Correct. Where I was telling you, the guy that's been in that same spot for 5 years, this room got built for him. We made the joke when we built this and we had this. I was like, man, this literally looks like a cockfighting arena. Well, I had all these chickens that I bought from a lady that I bought her whole yard display. And if there was anything that has ever been made skeleton, she had it. And she already had Colonel Sanders done. She had him set up to where the chickens was eating. And so we painted the skeleton because it was all white and threw him out there on top of it because of the whole cockfighting arena.
That's comical. I'm going to step on the sides.
Yeah, I have to test it out, right? I'll at least step on the rafters.
No, it's good. Like I said, it's
inch
and a half thick Lexan.
Yeah.
If a bullet won't go through it, your body won't.
No. Into the cockfighting arena.
As I said, I'm bad about not throwing things away. These walls
newspaper.
right here, that where you see the newspaper clippings. We was 31 Escape up front. We had escape rooms year round, and I took one of the escape rooms out and done that. COVID killed our escape rooms. We done away with the escape rooms after COVID. I'm not going to put a ruin or a spoiler alert out for what's coming in here, but you need to come back and see it.
Gotta come back.
So in the world of timing's right, where we was in the area where it was for the folks that was scared of heights, your customers could even be messing with people above them. But the point is for you to be knowing that, man, I got to go down there where they're at. They're going to be, and then if you're down here, you're like, I've already been up there. So multi-use of the same space. Last year's average time for the inside and outside show together was about 40 something minutes.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Holy cow. Yeah, I was gonna ask, how long does this take? Because it really does go on for a long time.
Yeah, if you're fully staffed and everybody's here and doing what they're supposed to be doing, and on point, doing what they're told to do, the inside and outside take about 40 minutes. Like I said, there's also left with the pin setters from 1960.
Wow.
So when we come out of here, we would go to an outdoor part normally, right?
Normally you would go to the right and you go to an outdoor part. This, like I said, it's off season. If y'all want to, I can go show you two things that are still set up back there.
Sure.
You won't, like I said, it won't be live action for the other part.
Right. Yeah,
It'll be a little bit of a teaser.
Little bonus.
Yeah, there's no telling what we're fixing to walk into. It's the barn. I know the power's not on in the barn. But we're gonna go in the barn. Nobody's been in the barn in a couple months.
Let's go.
So there again, this part won't be open for the Valentine's Day show, so you won't see it in this video, but you have to come back for haunt season and see the full show.
Oh yeah, we got a horse. I think you need to feed your horses.
Starving to death.
He's getting skinny.
This building here was originally built to be the clown house. The clowns had this building for probably 2 years, if not 3 years, and I done away with clowns, period, and moved clowns into one little spot inside. And then because I wanted the barn. I wanted I wanted the horse barn.
To be a legit barn.
Yeah, I wanted the slaughter scene that we're coming up on.
It's crazy how much sometimes you build to get that one scene, but to like lead up to it.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And the anticipation that happens in this building right here, if I have the right actors in the right spot, is wild.
I bet it's bloody in here because I smell
Oh,
it.
man.
Yeah, I
Oh,
see it
yeah.
now. Now that my eyes have adjusted, I'm like, it's very bloody.
Originally done in this scene, got an actor to work for me. There was a big sign up here. It was called Wheats Meats. Wheats Meats. This guy was a big old dude. I could stand behind him. They almost force feed you potted meat
Oh, wow.
every night.
No.
He had. I've never seen so many little bitty ice cream spoons. He said, "I'm not trying to be that guy to make people eat off his same spoon, but literally trying to force feed them potted meat to the point where he's like, there's too many people wanting it. I got to do something to make it smell worse."
Oh, no.
Don't eat the meat.
Like I said, we took the graveyard scene out from in the building, so I could put the church in and do everything I wanted to do in there. And so I wanted to put these crypts out here. Well, I wanted the crypts off the ground and not in the rain.
Right. Okay.
This looks like some more of that same airbrushing, maybe.
It is.
Yeah.
Like I said, here's Kyle's tombstone marker right here. There's the one for the Davises. That one's one for Tater.
Oh, yeah.
The Leonard Pickles got one here somewhere. I have a friend that delivers caskets. That's literally 100% his job. He delivers caskets. So anywhere that anything goes wrong with the casket, I have an opportunity to get that casket. So I have more caskets than most. This one had a dead body in it.
Gently used?
It's gently used, yeah.
There's, I think, 4 here on the property that have had bodies in them. But that's due to the fact that if you die overseas, you got to be shipped back.
Oh,
And then you
right.
get here and your mama don't want you to be buried in a casket that somebody picked and whatever. And so they have to sit somewhere, I think, for a year before they can be taken away.
I'm learning several new things.
Year before last, this was that area that I called where everybody's like, Nick ran out of money, is what they said. It was just some random stuff back here, and I got mad about it, but it was too late. There was nothing I could do, and I was at what I call Honder's block. Didn't have no more ideas. And so all I did was come back here and put pathways to where you couldn't just run back up these steps right here. And I literally, that's how I put it every night. I was like, you're gonna get to an area, you're gonna think I ran out of money. I promise I didn't, I just ran out of ideas. Similar, not the same.
Right.
Not the same.
The whole thing was that they camp too close to a graveyard, and then they become possessed, and yeah.
They camp too close to the graveyard. Now that makes me want to go do it. We're even multi-level outside.
So this is what we called the church. This was the church for 2 years, and then like I said, I ended up building the church inside. This was the witches' cabin this past season.
Oh, okay. Ooh, look at that moss on the door. That's cool. Oh yeah.
I come out here, like I said, 2 years ago, built the structure. We used it as a church. We had all the walls just covered in white sheets, and it had pews in here and had an altar and all like that. And then had a dressed up the front to just look like he was more of a cult style church than it was just a church. And then had a girl that was when I done away with clowns. She's like, I need something else to do. And then she's like, I want to be a witch. All right, you want the building in the back? Sure. And this is what she did.
Heck yeah. How many actors do you guys normally have?
We've had as many as 60. We average probably 35 to 40.
Okay.
There's somewhere I can put 60 in here as far as the whole show. But then, I mean, that's, as I call it, that's balls to the wall. You can't go 10 feet without getting your balls busted. But as far as, like I said, it'll smoothly run off 40 people.
Nice.
And that's pretty much the nickel tour.
But where can folks learn more about Nightmare 3008?
Go to our Facebook page. It gets updated the most. There's a website. It gets updated seasonally. But as far as Facebook and Instagram. And we got a TikTok page. It's new. We've used some this past season. Way more getting into it than I thought would ever happen. But
When you guys normally open for haunt season?
The third weekend of September.
All right, guys, well, that was our lights on tour of Nightmare at 3008 here in Fultondale. Let us know what you thought. As promised, here's the link to the live walkthrough. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll see you in that video. Until then, stay scary.